We're going to talk a little bit about um, why the Snyderverse is going to be restored again. I continue to talk about this with almost a certain degree of certainty because all signs are pointing towards the Snyderverse being restored. All signs are pointing towards that. All right. Um, First and foremost, okay. First and foremost, in terms of all of the streaming networks I know, no streaming network would just abandon a sure fan base. A sure fan base. Now, let me just say, HBO Max has some great programming on it, and so you will see me when HBO Max comes to Caribbean. I'm going to be the first person to subscribe to HBO Max Caribbean. There's no if or buts about it. Once it's on my phone, once I can put it on my phone, it's done. It's a done deal. I like the programming on HBO Max to start with. I think that the movies that I like are on HBO Max. So that's the first thing. The second thing of all is Justice Con is this weekend. And I didn't put out the ads for Justice Con yet, but Zack Snyder. So today was actually Justice Con began today. All right. I looked at one segment of Justice Con, which was mental health and supporting AFSP. This is what this was all about. And Zack Snyder will be talking in Justice Con. And not only will Zack Snyder be there, but we're also going to have Joe Manganiello, who's Deathstroke. We're also going to have Harry Lennox, who was Martian Manhunter, is going to be there, as well as we're going to have Darkseid himself. Darkseid himself is going to be up in there. That is AKA Ray Porter. And maybe Ray Fisher may come through as well. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. And these guys are going to talk about different things, different aspects of stuff. The whole program's there. I'll put up the program. Should have put up the program since today. What I like about Justice Con, and what I like about this community is the stories. And, the mental health segment was great. I was looking at piece of the segments with the cosplay, how to make certain cosplay costumes and stuff. It was really cool. I advise you guys to go back and look at it. Justice Con, just look for Justice Con on YouTube and search for it. It was great. Lovely people out there. And that's the kind of people who I want to be associated with. I don't want to be associated with people who are negative or who are toxic. I want to be associated with people who are positive. And I'll give factual information about different things. But at the end of the day, I love the community that is forming and the people, and to get to see them, see their faces, and to see you guys come out the shadows. And we got Justice Con, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, you guys don't understand. Justice Con. We got Justice Con. Shout out to Leroy Con. What's up, Leroy? I'm sorry, I'm not doing a stream where you can hop on and say a few words before you hop off. I am very optimistic about the Snyderverse happening. Okay, I'm very optimistic about it. And I want to just give you additional pieces of information that I know about, which show me that definitely the Snyderverse is going to happen. And the first thing is, we know that Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be showing in America in limited theaters in America. And the proceeds will go to AFSP charity, right? What I saw yesterday when I was on Truth 31's channel, the Truth 31's channel, was that they released the trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, the trailer, the one where Superman's dying and he's going, oh, that trailer. They released that in the UK and in Ireland, and guess who released it? Guess who released it? Warner Brothers Pictures UK. What's the significance of that? It wasn't done on Crave. It wasn't done on Sky. Crave and Sky are the two streaming platforms which are showing Zack Snyder's Justice League. This was Warner Brothers Pictures UK and Ireland. Now, Warner Brothers UK has always been advertising Zack Snyder Justice League. What does that mean? I'm going to explain it for you guys. It means that there's going to be a cinematic or a theater run for that movie, and that is why Warner Brothers Pictures is involved. The UK branch of Warner Brothers Pictures. Very important to understand. There's HBO Asia. Gotta understand what I'm saying now, okay? HBO Asia was the first Warner Brothers affiliate of any kind to have supported the Snyder Cut. But Warner Brothers UK has always been in support of the Snyder Cut. Always. While Warner Brothers, the original Warner Brothers from, Burbank, didn't want nothing to do with Snyder Cut. Warner Brothers UK always. So it's going to be in cinemas in the UK and Ireland. That's the other side. I'm going to show you something else. I'm gonna throw a couple things at you. Okay. Here's another thing. Zack Snyder has been silent on Twitter. I don't know what's happening on Vero. You guys will have to let me know what's happening on Vero. But he's been silent about speaking about the Snyder Cut particularly. He just went mute. Following people went mute. Jason Keeler doesn't say anything about the Snyder Cut. AT&T doesn't say anything about the Snyder Cut all of a sudden. Okay? And Zack Snyder's not saying anything about the Snyder Cut. He's interviewed by Grace Randolph, and he's saying all these people in the industry, have been complimenting him on the movie and so on and so on. Interesting. I just find that interesting. I'm just saying. I'm gonna give y'all one more piece of information that lets me know the SnyderVerse is seriously being considered, and steps and measures are being put in place as to how it can happen. Everybody went up in arms when HBO Max put out this trailer. It was a well-made trailer, by the way. But they put out this trailer about Zack Snyder's trilogy, and he's completing this trilogy, right? It was a promotion for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Leroy Kong, something is going to happen. Something's definitely going to happen. The SnyderVerse will be restored. Oh, we know this. We know it's going to be restored. We just want to know what format it's going to be restored. Is it still going to have theatrical runs? Is it going to be a series? And this is not what I was going to come with, but this is another thing that you guys got to consider. HBO Max. Okay? HBO Max is coming to the Caribbean. I guess they're going to dispel with HBO Go and all of that stuff. HBO Max is coming to the Caribbean. Streaming, that is. Woo! That's for the Caribbean and Latin America. Why? I ain't done with you yet. Here's the thing, though. That was not the point I was going to make. The other thing that came up, sorry about that, the internet just kind of cut on me. There's nothing I can do about that. Was Grace Randolph was speaking to Zack Snyder. Oh, I got another one, but I'm gonna just go with this one first. Grace Randolph was speaking to Zack Snyder. She was talking about Army of the Dead. Zack was talking about he had a great time with that. And Zack was talking about Netflix and the good experience he has with Netflix. And we all know that Zack put Easter eggs for Justice League inside of Army of the Dead. Think about that. Why is he doing that? He put Easter eggs for Justice League inside the Army of the Dead. So if you go watch Army of the Dead, you're gonna see some stuff that might be relevant to the next story in Justice League. We all know the plan was laid out on the T-shirt. The T-shirt with all the gods, all the devils, all the heavens, all the hells are within you. There was that diagram, and that spelled out the blueprint for Justice League 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but Zach has changed that. He said he has something else up the sleeve, right? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? I'm just asking. Why would he do that? Next, why is it that AT&T would showcase all of Zack Snyder's storyboards and all of his costuming and all of that stuff? Why would AT&T do that? Remember, $17 million. You think really, they're going to invest $17 million into a cul-de-sac? Really? Think about it. Really, just seriously, think about it. Now, here's the other thing. There is a Warner Bros. Studio. Yeah, I know. He's changed them, and he's got them hidden up in a vault somewhere. That's right, Leroy. I got another one for you guys, because it gets really interesting, really fast. And that's how I know it's possible. Everybody's all of a sudden talking about Batfleck movie. Batfleck and Deathstroke, they want to see that. But then what came out after? The scriptwriter for New Gods, right? What came out after that? Well, Chris Wong on the Ping Pong Flick show said he received this package. I'm not too sure if it's from Warner Brothers or HBO Max, AT&T. I didn't watch the whole details, or it was DC. But inside of it was a letter. And inside of that letter, it was very cryptic about saving the world and all this stuff. Why would people go to such lengths to do such things? If it's a cul-de-sac, ain't no cul-de-sac. Ain't nobody investing in a cul-de-sac. And that make no sense. Ain't nobody in their right mind going to invest in a cul-de-sac. And AT&T and HBO Max and Jason Keeler, they didn't invest in a cul-de-sac. That's an insult. Toby Emmerich might feel so. Ann Sarnoff might feel so. Walter Amada might feel so. But Tommy Emmerich, John Stanley, and company, they ain't investing in no cul-de-sac. I can tell you that for a fact. They ain't gonna put money. You gonna put in the money into a project that goes nowhere? Oh, come on. That ain't that stupid. So come on now. Let's think about it, people. Like, seriously. Now, of course, that doesn't mean we don't keep on hashtagging restore the SnyderVerse and keep on building up information and keep on talking about certain things. But we should be eyes on the prize and racing towards it, because we know we're going to get it. The question is not if we'll get it. We'll get it. It's more like, when will we get it? And when I say when, I mean when. Like, when I mean when, I mean when. Like, when, I mean when. Y'all don't understand. When will I get it? And I'm not talking about when 10 years from now, 6 years from now, 5 years from now, 4 years from now, like the Snyder Cut. No, it's going to happen in a shorter time than what it took to get the Snyder Cut. Because the avenue is available for it to happen. Today, by the way, was Release the Air Cut. That was the hashtag that we went up on social media, and we were doing all of today. If you guys were not aware of it, and if not, it's not too late for you to join and to go up on Twitter or to go on YouTube. I will be doing my segment on YouTube where we will talk about the Release the Air Cut. I got to go out and get something to eat though. But y'all need to understand, y'all have done some things just incredible. I cannot say how proud I am to be a part of this movement, how proud I am to be a part of these caring people. You guys are such caring people. And when I look at what Justice Con produced and how innovative you guys are. You came up with your own con. You came up with Justice Con when the COVID was happening. You came up with Justice Con. You guys came up with creative ways to raise money for suicide prevention, for Feeding America. You coupled up with Ben Affleck with his charity, and you went ham on that. These are beautiful things you guys did, and there's much more in store. I don't worship anybody. So like some people want to worship Zack Snyder and stuff. I don't do that. But what I do know is, as a Christian, God is using Zack Snyder, in my opinion, to make people more loving, caring, and also to teach them methods and ways to be empowered and to have direction and purpose in their life. And so that's what I love about this. And yes, I was on a trajectory going towards medicine to help other people with their health. And now it seems as though I'm taking a side step, but I'm not. But what I want to tell you guys is this. I am so happy and proud to be a part of you guys, to be a part of this movement. The people who are really caring. Some people are, I can learn a thing or two from them. You know what I mean? And it's awesome, and I like it. And that's why I'm talking. I'm so happy to see so many people share that love I have and passion for something. And not only that, but also be loving, caring people inside. And I think that's just beautiful. And I think Zack Snyder is that kind of person himself, which is really awesome. I just want to leave you guys with that. I'm telling you, man, the SnyderVerse is coming. It's coming. And when I say the SnyderVerse, this is what I specifically mean. Shout out to Leroy Kong. Zack Snyder is a nice man. He's the greatest director ever. We need the SnyderVerse. I'm not gonna. There are a lot of great directors out there, so I'm not gonna say he's the greatest director ever. But I love your zeal, and I love how you put things together. So I guess for you, he's the greatest director. Then he's the greatest director for you. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that he's not great. He's done some groundbreaking things, right? Groundbreaking things, just time and time again, and just groundbreaking, and takes on some really Herculean projects. So it's really good. Kudos to him on that. But more than that, the fact that you guys had a passion for suicide prevention and for mental health. As a result of Zack Snyder's daughter dying, you guys had this passion for this, and you supported what Zack wanted to fund. And also the fact that you guys fed America. I cannot forget that. You guys bought Subway to feed America, coupled up with Subway and all these other things. And we had this hashtag associated with that. It was beautiful. And on top of that, I've met some of you guys. I've talked to some of you guys. You're really nice people. And that's why I really love this, and I really believe that this movie needs to move on. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, we must never forget Adam Snyder. We must never forget that this is not just about a movie. This is, or movies. That's entertainment. The values that these movies have and the values that it subscribes to, let's embody that, and let's make somebody else's day beautiful. And even how we treat other people, let's try to treat other people with dignity and respect. And I try not to call people names and stuff, because that's not really nice. And somebody might be mean to you, but you don't have to be mean back at them, So what we're going to do here is this. So I want you guys to go out there on Twitter, or go out there on Facebook, or go out there. I got some platforms. I've got what's called Justice League Unite. You can check out that group on Facebook. I also have Real DC EU fans. You can check it out on Facebook as well. I also have some other things like Wonder Woman lovers, Batman v Superman lovers, Man of Steel lovers, Aquaman lovers. Those are different groups that have been on on Facebook for a little while. If you guys want to join those things and bring positivity to the equation. By the way, the Justice League Unite has to do with Justice League in that group, okay? Batman v Superman, however, is about the Batman v Superman movie, Aquaman, etc., 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 right? But what I want to say to you guys, and some of you guys know me from Facebook, what I want to say to you guys is let's stay positive. Now, while we have to point out the truth, and some of the truth might be negative things to say, we want to stay positive on it, but we want to make sure and expose the truth for what it is. I got to hit the road. But you guys know the back of your head, race towards the prize to restore the SnyderVerse. No matter what you see, that's what we're racing towards. And in time, we'll get a lot more streamlined, a lot more organized as to how we actually are going to do this. But there's several different plans of attack we're using, and they're reaping results, believe you me. But we must keep the pressure on. We must tell Warner Brothers, particularly we must tell HBO Max and AT&T. These are the people who have held good faith with us. HBO Max and AT&T, they're the ones that produced the Snyder Cut. It wasn't Warner Brothers Pictures, okay? So Warner Brothers Pictures tried to push Batman v Superman, and that thing was sold out really quick. Any merchandise that has to do with Zack Snyder stuff is being sold out really. The Funko Pop, the Funko Pop toys, they're gone already. The McFarlane toys, they'll be gone once they come out in June. So it's, you know, Hot Toys is going to have some stuff, and that's going to get licked up. So what I'm trying to say is, there's merchandising that can be done with this thing, and it's just going to be total. Of course, when Darkseid comes out, ooh wee, Darkseid and Steppenwolf, when those two toys come out, people are just going to eat that stuff up. And they already bought them out for the Funko Pop toys. All I'm saying is there's a market for this thing, and it's a ridiculous market, and people are like revving us when it comes to this stuff. And so, and Zack Snyder's just a brand. He's doing really exceptionally well. And he's been redeemed because they realize, you know, that studio interference really is what affected his movies most of the time. And Zack's too nice a guy sometimes. He sometimes gives into compromises, you know. I still would love to see the deleted scene of the Green Lantern showing up to Bruce Wayne, but Zack Snyder, as he said in the Grace Randolph interview, yeah, Leroy Kong, thanks, man. Great live. Thank you. Showing up to, he said, you know, Warner Brothers wants to showcase their Green Lanterns first. They want to put out, you know, they have a Green Lantern show coming up, and they want to have the opportunity to show their version of Green Lanterns and their John Stewart. So Zack allowed the compromise, even though he felt like that's a minority actor, that's a black actor, you know, you can't be treating actors like that, you know. He didn't like it. So he replaced it with Harry Lennox. And of course, Harry Lennox is an excellent actor. And it was great to see Martian Manhunter show up in the movie. There's some questions I want to ask you guys just before I go. Okay, this is going to be rapid fire. You guys are going to have to be really quick on the draw. Okay, here we go. First one. Why is it that Darkseid did not know that Earth was the planet where the anti-life equation was present, even though he had discovered the planet back 5,000 years ago? Rapid fire, go. Question number two. Question number two is a very interesting question, and it has to do with the Flash. So, when the Flash turned back time, was there any other person that knew that he did that? Question number three. I told you it's rapid fire. Question number three is an interesting one, in which I don't know how many people thought about it, but has to do with Aquaman. Aquaman was seen in this movie going to Atlantis to protect the Mother Box. On his return to Earth, to the land, because he lost the Steppenwolf, took the Mother Box. The question we have is, why is it that he was able to locate the Justice League when in Gotham, when Steppenwolf had just launched a missile into the side of the the underground tunnel that goes into Gotham Harbor. How was he able to locate them? And then this is the last question. The last question is this one. Okay. I think there's lots of questions, but Martian Manhunter shows up at the end of Justice League. And Martian Manhunter comes out and says who he is. And he doesn't specifically say he's General Swanwick. He says that he takes on many different personalities, but he knew about Darkseid, one. Two, he knew that this threat was coming. The question is, first of all, why didn't Martian Manhunter reveal himself before all of this? And then two, why is it that, how does Martian Manhunter know about Darkseid? Okay, so all those are the questions. Let's see what you got. Rapid fire. Let's see how good you guys are. And all those questions have answers, by the way. Okay, so Leroy Kong says Darkseid was badly injured and lost his memory of the anti-life. So you think that's why Darkseid was not aware that Earth had the anti-life? Well, obviously he forgot which planet he was on, but I do believe the reason why he could not locate the planet was because the mother boxes remained on Earth and they went to sleep. And the mother boxes would have helped him to identify. Yeah, and Steppenwolf responded, and that is why we had the Steppenwolf come down to Earth. Now, even though Steppenwolf came down to Earth, let me explain a little something extra here. Even though Steppenwolf came down to Earth, do understand that Darkseid, several different worlds and terraforming them, burning them out with mother boxes, has had several other worlds where the mother boxes are present on them, and he has his designated representatives on those worlds that look like Apocalypse themselves, and those designated about 100,000 worlds. So you're talking about he's moved from that. The last world that he tried to invade, at least 5,000 years ago, he did not invade the world, but he didn't know what the world was. Okay, he was just going from world to world, multiverse to multiverse, invading. So what happened was, after he was dealt the death blow, he hastily left the planet. The mother boxes lost their strength because they weren't synchronized in the unity, and as a result of that, they lost their power, sort of like, and they went to sleep. And because they went to sleep, it's like having a GPS. Darkseid doesn't know which of the 100,000 worlds, right, was the world that he went to, and he lost. He knew he lost, but he didn't know what world it was because his GPS, which would have been the mother boxes, they were asleep. Okay, and when they did finally awake, and they called out in the cosmos, and Steppenwolf was within that cosmos, and he was able to respond, and so he was boom tubed into Earth by the mother box that called him. Okay, the mother box that called him. And we saw this. We saw this in BVS when Lex Luthor, in real time, we see Lex Luthor. Superman cries out. It alerts the mother box in Atlantis, and Lex Luthor sees on the screen as he's communicating with Steppenwolf through the Kryptonian ship. He sees the mother box being awakened. Right? And Steppenwolf is talking to him. You actually hear a language spoken to Lex Luthor. And something's talking to him. But you also hear in the beginning of Justice League, the mother box is actually calling out. You actually hear the mother box talking, right? I haven't made out what the mother box was saying, but it was saying something metallic. The point anyway is, you saw also Steppenwolf communicating with the mother box when the mother box was saying, when he came from Atlantis, you heard him saying to the mother box, he was saying to the mother box, yes, we will find the others, right? Because the mother box was talking to him, right? So the mother boxes talked to Steppenwolf. And what happened was, because the mother boxes showed Steppenwolf that the Earth was the place with the anti-life equation, Steppenwolf was able to tell that to Desaad. Desaad, who, don't ask me how this all works out, but Steppenwolf is right now, he is a outcast to Apocalypse. He's never returned to Apocalypse, okay? We've learned from the New Gods movie that was supposed to happen that Steppenwolf had eloped with Darkseid's wife. And he had a son with her. And that's the betrayal, okay? And I don't know if he was having a son with her to try to ascend the throne, to take over Darkseid, whatever it was. It was a mistake on his part. And we don't know the details of that story, okay? But what we do know is this. Steppenwolf is actually an outcast of Apocalypse. He's not an Apocalypse, but somehow he's communicating with Desaad. So Desaad and Steppenwolf, they're talking hand in hand, okay? So he's in communication with Desaad, and Desaad knew that he went to Earth to take over and to get the mother boxes, right? So what we learn is the mother boxes showed Steppenwolf that the Earth had the anti-life equation because they knew it. The ones that knew that the Earth had the anti-life equation was Darkseid, when he dipped his hand into the ground, into the Earth, and saw the soil, and he felt the anti-life equation in Earth. And then when he hit his axe, his sword or axe, whatever it was, into the ground, it made the symbol, the Omega symbol. Similarly, when the mother boxes showed Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf was able to do the same thing. He felt the ground, and he was able to smash the Earth, and he was able to see the Omega symbol. So the mother boxes knew, because they were part of Earth, going to terraform the Earth, and the energy from the Earth was coming to them, so they would feel the anti-life equation. Those particular mother boxes, not all mother boxes, just those particular mother boxes that came to Earth, were able to know that the anti-life equation was there. Darkseid knew that the anti-life equation was somewhere. He didn't know which planet it was. You see? So, the planet that overthrew him, he doesn't know what planet it was because he had to hastily withdraw, and because of that, he didn't know where in the cosmos was that planet. You get what I'm saying? It's like GPS. The mother boxes is able to help him locate a planet, but then the mother boxes could also inform him, but he wasn't able to inform Darkseid. He was able to show Steppenwolf, because they were very close to Steppenwolf, so he could make contact with them and they could show him. They were not able to show Darkseid. Okay? Steppenwolf was able to inform Darkseid of the planet that had done the resistance to him. So it's not so much that Darkseid forgot, it's that he couldn't locate. He obviously remembered the overthrow. He obviously remembered the gods that overthrew him. He obviously remembered, he also remembered the event and what had taken place. The problem was locating that one little speck in the middle of the cosmos. That's the problem, right? All right, let's talk a little bit more about the second question. The second question was, how did Aquaman know to go to Gotham Harbor, first of all? And then second of all, how did he know to go to the explosion where Steppenwolf had just launched a missile into the tunnel and burst Gotham Harbor was coming in? How did he know that? Okay, so let's see what you guys said. Lyric Kong says, Aquaman tracked them. He was told by Vulko where they were. Okay. To have the answer, but not really. So yes, Vulko gave him some of the information that these dark forces from above are coming to take the mother box. It is in jeopardy, the box. But as we all know, he was unsuccessful with that. But he also spoke to Mira, and it's Mira who told him he needed to take the mantle that his mother had, who mother would have protected not just the seas, but she would also have protected the land because it's in the interest of the sea. So it was Mira that told him to go follow that monster to the surface and find him, because that's what the mother would have done. However, how did Aquaman know where to go? If you guys remember, don't count on it, Batman, that segment, Batman told Aquaman who he was. He said, I was, 20 years in Gotham, I've been a bat, right? When Aquaman said, you really dress like a bat, right? So because of that, what we have is Aquaman was going to meet Batman, In Gotham, he was obviously he's not going to go via land. He's going to go via sea. So he's swimming to Gotham Harbor, right? After Steppenwolf had just attacked Atlantis, Batman had offered for him to join with him. And in Gotham Harbor, apparently, he heard the explosion under the water. And he went towards it, and that's how he ended up where the League was, fighting Steppenwolf. And given that Steppenwolf had just attacked him for a mother box, he pretty much thought, oh, okay, this could be Steppenwolf. There's a big event happening here. This could be Steppenwolf again. You know. Leroy Cohn says he was on Earth for thousands of years. Yeah, it was about 5,000 years ago when Darkseid was on Earth. Yeah. Leroy Cohn says, good theory. Yeah, sure. Leroy Cohn says, Superman's scream wakes up the mother boxes. That is correct. We saw that in Justice League. And in Batman v Superman, we learned that Lex Luthor, he was paying attention to Steppenwolf, who was speaking ship while he was communicating with him in some way. The Kryptonian ship was showing him what was going on. I don't know which one it was. The Flash made a gamble on the Speed Force. Yeah, he ran faster than the speed of light. And as we all know, strange things happen to time. When he moves faster than the speed of light, we saw it. We saw a premonition or a prequel of that when he was racing to touch the mother box to charge up Superman, right? To bring him back to life. So it wasn't surprising that the Flash, would do something like this. But of course, as you could see, as he's moving so fast, one of several things you'll notice, there's a lot of echoing. That's because there's different versions of the Flash that's happening in space and time. What I mean by that is there's several versions of him. So that's why you get all those echoes, because he's kind of fracturing because matter and energy is starting to break apart. So that's what's happening with the Flash when you see him running. It's really cool because we saw him also vibrate with the explosion that was coming towards him. The first blast of the explosion, with those blowing back buildings and everything, you saw him vibrate so very rapidly, and that made him go in between the molecules so he wasn't blasted backwards. It was really cool to watch that when he kind of froze up and was like going like this. And really what was really cool was watching him heal rapidly. Now, think of it, the Speed Force is like if you get a burst of adrenaline. You get a burst of adrenaline, everything slows down around you. But not only that happened with the Flash, but we saw everything not only slow down around him, but everything started to blur. And the sound started to echo because he's in several different positions at once. He's occupying several different parts of space at once. That's how fast he's moving and vibrating. And so it was just really incredible to hear him. And even when you see his hand moving like this, it's really, he's moving so fast. It's like when you look at a fan and you see the blades slowly moving, but really the blades are moving so rapidly, but you're seeing the blades moving slowly. That's what's happening. He's running so fast that his hand looks like it's moving in slow motion. That's how freaking crazy Zach was. Anyways, man. Yeah, so, yes. What you got to say about that? So you're saying that the Flash made a gamble on the Speed Force, right? Steppenwolf wanted to redeem himself. Absolutely. I knew that General Swanwick was the Martian Manhunter all along since Man of Steel. He was on Earth a long time. Yes, and we actually got some background history on the Martian Manhunter. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. If it was a video or if it was... he's been on Earth for a very, very long time. He also has a history with Darkseid that a lot of people don't know, from the comics at least. His twin brother, actually killed out all of his fellow planetary Martians by using fire to kill all of them. And his twin brother, was under the influence of Darkseid's will. His will was given to Darkseid. And in fact, one of the ambassadors of Apocalypse came to Earth and tried to trick John into joining them. So it's really interesting, and he didn't. And, it's kind of unfortunate that ultimately John, his whole planet was destroyed. He's the last of his kind, kind of like Superman. And in fact, he has more issue with Darkseid, actually, from what I saw, than Superman does. What's even more interesting is the fact that that John, um, Martian Manhunter, that is, has been on Earth for thousands of years as well. That's just very true. And he's, taking on different forms. He's very powerful. He can do various things. Of course, he's got the telepathy and all of that. But to answer that question, he knows about Darkseid. Not only does he know about Darkseid, but he also knew that Steppenwolf was on Earth, obviously, because he's in the key intelligence place. He's, general. He's not general. He's Secretary of the United States of America, Swanwick. So, he's a very powerful guy. He got himself in a very powerful position, so he could know everything that's going on. So he was aware of what was happening with Superman. He was very aware of what was happening with Batman. That's why he came to Bruce's home. He's aware of various things. Obviously, he had to talk with Batman to bury Superman, right? So they had to work out their things. But of course, I don't know if Bruce knows that Martian Manhunter is General Swanwick, but because Martian Manhunter didn't actually explicitly say that. But why did Martian Manhunter finally come out of the shadows? Everybody's coming out of the shadows now. My Flash came out of the shadows. Wonder Woman came out of the shadows. Batman came out of the shadows. You know, to stand up against this very powerful force. Superman has come out of the shadows was the first one to come out of the shadows. So why? Well, he got motivated and inspired by the fact that Batman led this team, got this team together to fight Steppenwolf, Darkseid's agent. He's one of his right-handed men. And so he was very impressed by that. And so as a result of that, he knew he had to throw in his support, which is the seventh member, Unite the Seven, right? He wanted to help against Darkseid. That's correct. So why didn't he show up for all those years? Because he was very popular amongst mankind without revealing himself, obviously. And he was able to do it for thousands of years and very successfully. And so, all of these metahumans and God-like characters have been trying to blend in among mankind. Obviously, Supergirl somewhere in that universe as well, maybe Dev-Em. So, we have maybe two Kryptonians still on Earth, but they're blended in, and they decided to, just not show themselves. And in this particular universe, you don't really want to come out in public and let everybody know who you are, right? So obviously, he really took a risk and decided to step out, realizing what the Justice League had done. So those are the questions that I have for you guys. I got to get out of here. But it's really nice talking with you guys. I'm going to catch you guys later. You guys have a blessed night. I'm going to put up a couple more videos. Of course, I got to put up a video for #release the air cut. So that's coming up later. But right now, I got to go get something. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace.